Hi students, let's start with the first lesson for term 3, lesson 1, reflection of light. Objective for today is to describe what is reflection. Since we are going to learn the reflection of light, first we will start with what light is. Light is an electromagnetic wave, namely the vibrations of which is electric field and magnetic field. Light is included into transversal wave. You know what a transverse wave is. We already have done with it in the second term. Light can spread without medium. That means it doesn't require a specific medium to travel through, so that light can travel through vacuum. Some of the properties of light is light travels in a straight line. It is much faster than the sound. And we see things because the light is reflected from the objects into our eyes. And shadows are formed when light is blocked by an object. Now, what do you see in this picture? You can see a flower on the surface of a water, and you can see the image of that flower on the water. What is the reason behind this? The reason is reflection of light. So, reflection of light is when light rays strikes the boundary of two medium, such as air and glass, a part of light is turned back into same medium. This is called the reflection of light. Specifically, there are two types of reflection. One is called the regular or specular reflection. Other is diffused reflection. We'll see what it is in detail. First, we'll see what is diffused reflection. Diffused reflection is produced when the rays are reflected in many different directions by an uneven surface. Look into the second diagram given here. You can see these are the rays of light that is falling onto a rough surface or an uneven surface. And what happens to the light that is bouncing off? It bounces off in different direction. Those type of reflections are called diffused reflections. So it is produced on a rough surface. That means when the light hits on the rough surface, it gets scattered in different directions. Whereas coming to the regular or specular reflection is produced by a very smooth, flat surface. The rays leave the surface parallel to each other. So you can see the light ray that is coming and falling onto a smooth surface, which is shown in the blue color. And this is the rays that bounces off. And they are in parallel. They go into the same direction. So those type of reflection which takes place in a smooth flat surface where the reflected rays are parallel to each other are called regular reflection or specular reflection. Now we'll see what is a ray diagram. A ray diagram is a diagram that traces the path that light takes in order for a person to view a point on the image of an object. So ray diagram basically consists of the light which hits the surface and the light which bounces off from the surface. And it is the representation of the path of light using a line with an arrow. So here this diagram shows a ray diagram for reflection. So you can see the source of light. This is a torch, and there is a mirror placed on the bottom. And the light that is coming out from the torch is going to hit at one single point on the glass. This ray, which is coming out from the torch and hitting the point on the glass, is called the incident ray. And the point at which the light is hitting the glass surface is called point of incidence. What happens when it hits the surface of the glass? A part of light is bouncing off. That means it is reflected back. And this ray, which is bouncing off from the glass surface, is called the reflected ray. Now, if you draw a normal is a perpendicular line, which is an imaginary line drawn in order to understand the angle formed. If you draw a normal in between, so you can see an angle which is made from the normal to the incident ray. This angle is called angle of incidence, and it is represented as I. Now the angle between the normal and the reflected ray is called angle of reflection, represented as R. So that's it. Thank you.